It was good, YouTube. If you clicked on this video, chances are you are looking for information on what you need to do to become a mix engineer. And guess what? You are at the right place because I'll give you step-by-step information. I'll give you guidelines, not just random stuff, things that I have done myself, the way I did it. I'll give it to you and break it down. And trust me, you'll understand. If you don't know who I am 8 Notes, a mix and mastering engineer. I'm Nigerian. I've worked with loads of Afrobeat artists from Oxlade to Zlatan, Fino, KC, Dremel, Ricardo Banks, JTZar. I can't even remember from the top of my head. I usually forget, but yeah, I'll put a link to the playlist of songs that I've worked on in the description. I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that. I'm only trying to give you confidence that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just giving you information from the web. I have been there, I've done that. I was a beginner some 12 years ago. I've been doing this ever since. I'm doing it professionally right now. So listen up. If you want to become a mix engineer, you'd have greater advantage if you've got production knowledge. If you don't have production knowledge, it's fine, you can still do it, but it'll only take you more time. Reasons being, mixing and mastering and music production, they go hand in hand. There's certain things that you would do as a mix engineer that you would already have done in production if you were the producer, and vice versa. So being a producer or having production knowledge gives you certain awareness and understanding of why things sound a certain way, maybe understand the decision of the producer more. Having music production knowledge comes with music theory knowledge as well, and music theory knowledge will help you in so many ways when you're tuning things and fixing all these little sense of keys off, too sharp, too flat. You'll have a better understanding overall. But let's say you don't have music production knowledge at all. You will have to listen to loads of music. YouTube is your friend. I'll tell you this for a fact. You can learn more from YouTube than you can learn from any classroom. For sure, it's important to meet people, and the things that they will tell you one-on-one based on real life scenarios are always different from what you learn on the internet, but YouTube will teach you a lot of the basics. So when you meet a person who you are asking questions, you're not just asking two basic questions like the ABCs of what you're expected to have already known. First things first, to be a mix engineer in today's world, you need to have a computer, be it a desktop or a laptop. I would say laptop is better because you can move it around in your bag, everywhere, wherever you have the space to practice or where you're going to meet people to learn from them. You have your computer with you, so you need to have a good computer, something that runs fast and has good processing power. It doesn't have to be top of the line, but just as much as you can afford. The next thing that you will need is a pair of headphones. Some people mix with headphones, some people mix with or mix through monitors. Regardless, whatever it is, everyone uses headphones at some point and everyone uses monitors at some point. But it's a lot easier to get a good sounding pair of headphones as compared to getting a good sounding pair of speakers. Obviously, you cannot move speakers around, and as a beginner, you want to learn and practice as much as you can, and you might not be able to sit in one space all the time. You might not have the luxury of owning a studio as you're starting out. So you get yourself a good laptop, get yourself a good pair of headphones, and you're pretty much good to go. The next thing you need obviously is a DAW. DAW is a digital audio workstation, and it's a software that music is produced in, mixed in, even mastered in. There's loads of options. You could mix in Logic Pro if you have a MacBook. That's what I use. You could mix in Pro Tools if you have a MacBook or Windows. But the thing is, Pro Tools right now is a subscription service, so that might not be the best option for you as a beginner. You can buy softwares like Studio One, wonderful software designed with mixing and production in mind, and it's got a one-off payment that you can just buy and move on. Same with Logic Pro. I'm not quite sure what Cubase is on right now, but Cubase is another DAW that's solid. Reaper is another solid DAW. I see people mixing Ableton. I haven't tried it myself, and I don't think Ableton was really made and geared towards mix engineers. But don't take my word for it. Do your research and yeah, get a DAW. And one more thing, people might say this DAW sounds better than the other one. That's a myth. That's not true. All DAWs might have different pan laws, but your output depends on your input. It's all based it's you. It's not the DAW or anything else. So now let's say you've got your computer, you've got your headphone, you've got your DAW, and how do you start? You go on YouTube and you learn beginner mix engineer. videos. You search for those ones. Search for things like how to mix vocals. What do mix engineers do? Go to the fundamentals. Don't start looking for tips and tricks on vocals and stuff like that. Go to learn basics. So when you go, this is how it is. When you search for stuff, you hear terms that you do not understand. Go back and do a full research on those terms. For instance, someone says EQ, equalizer. You probably don't know what an equalizer means. Go back and research what is an equalizer. What are EQs? Now you have a full understanding of what EQs are. You come back to your tutorial, you hear compressors. Go and learn what compressors do, how compressors work. This is me teaching you how to go about it if you have no one at all to show you these things one-on-one. You can do it by yourself. It will just take you more time. And when you find these elements and all these things to learn or what they actually mean, that's the way you have a better understanding of the tutorials that you're watching in future. And then you start watching these tutorials. Now, keep it in mind that watching tutorials will not make you improve. Yes, you gain the knowledge, but if you don't practice, all of this information is just gonna go to waste at the end of the day. So you need to make friends with producers, make friends with artists. You might have a friend that is an artist as well. Try to get the trackouts from those sessions. If you've got producer friends, ask them for trackouts for raw stuff that has not been mixed yet. They will give it to you. People will be happy to give you raw stuff to work on. And you get these from them. You use the tutorials that you're watching on YouTube and try to learn to mix. I'll give you another pro tip. Stay low till you come up. Most people start learning how to mix and they start going on social media to post, oh, I'm a mix engineer, sending your work from. Don't do that, because it's got adverse effects to it. When you start mixing and you start telling people that you're learning, people will have a perception of you as a learner for so long, for longer than you would even expect. So stay low, practice how to mix. And the biggest trick in the world, the biggest secret in the world of art and music and everything is referencing. How you know you're doing well is when you get these rough projects and you try to mix them. Obviously they won't sound good. Rest assured your mixes will sound like trash for the first 1 to 2 years, depending on how much work you put into it. Your ears have to grow. There's no magic that can be done for you to fully understand how everything works and why they sound the way they sound in your first few months of mixing, because there's certain things your ears won't hear, like compression, like saturation. Your ears won't understand what it is. It takes time. So referencing will really help you move quicker. When you try to mix, you spend days on it as a beginner. You start to feel like, this is good. I've taken it so far. Play it back and play back a real song. Side-by-side thing. Put the MP3 of what you mixed on VLC player, for instance. Put the MP3 of an actual song. You can get it online, download from one of these websites. Play yours. While it's playing, play the actual song. An actual song. When I say an actual song, a song that's properly mixed and mastered, that's commercially released, yeah. Play yours, listen, play the other one. Then you'll find the jump in quality, you'll find the jump in choices. Maybe yours sounds too dark, maybe yours sounds too bright, and then you can go back to the mix session and adjust it. This is how to get started. There's more to this, but I'll probably make another part. If I get any questions or comments and I find out that anyone is interested in this story, I'll be so happy to proceed and tell you other things. So yeah, this is what I can think about when you're starting to be a mix engineer. The things that you can do, the things that I did when I was starting out until I became intermediate, until I became pro. If you found any value from this video, please drop a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you want to do, tell me questions, challenges that you've got, and subscribe to the channel because I make videos like this all the time. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you again on another one. Bye.